Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that is happening on Saturday, August 19, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Tampa Bay Rays vs Los Angeles Angels. Take Tampa Bay with a run line. As a first pick, and here is why. Glasnow has been very effective on the road this season, producing a 4-1 record with a 2.55 ERA and 1.25 WHIP. Tampa Bay has won Glasnow's last 3 starts on the road and his last 3 starts overall. Los Angeles has lost Sandoval's previous 3 starts. The Rays have won over 50% of their games away from their home stadium this season, and they have won their last 4 series on the road. The Angels rank 21st in the majors in team ERA with 4.54, and they also rank in the bottom half of the league in home runs allowed. Adding to Los Angeles' woes in this game, Tampa Bay is ranked in the top 5 in several key offensive categories, such as average runs scored per game. Los Angeles has lost 4 of their last 6 games against the spread, and they were swept 4-0 in a recent series with the Seattle Mariners at home. The trend suggests the visiting Rays will come out on top versus the Angels on Saturday in the first game. Take over 8.5 runs as a second pick. And here is why. Sandoval has struggled at times in his previous 3 starts at home, compiling an ERA of just under 5. The Angels have gone over the run total in 3 of Sandoval's last 4 starts. Los Angeles ranks in the bottom half of the league in ERA and home runs per 9 innings. 2 of the 3 games played between these 2 games in Anaheim went over the run total, and 32 total runs were scored during the series. The Rays have an elite offense this season, ranking 4th in the league in average runs scored per game, with 5.17. They also rank high in slugging percentage and ISO, so they are capable of scoring quickly in bunches against Los Angeles' pitching staff. The Angels have gone over the run total in 2 of their last 3 games at home. The Rays have gone over in 4 of their last 6 games. Most signs point to a higher scoring affair between these 2 teams on Saturday. Toronto Blue Jays vs Cincinnati Reds. Take Cincinnati moneyline as a first pick, and here is why. Cincinnati was held scoreless in their first matchup against in-state foe Cleveland. But they bounced back in Game 2, winning in 7-2 fashion. The Reds got on the board in the first, but did most of their damage in the 4th inning, where they racked up 4 runs. The 4th inning scoring bonanza came off a couple of homers from Stuart Fairchild and Matt McLain. In all, Cincinnati finished with 11 hits, and 4 players logged multiple successes at the plate. Andrew Abbott got the nod, and over 5 innings he retired 5 batters and allowed 2 runs. LHP Brandon Williamson is slated to take the mound for his 9th home start of the season. Williamson holds a 4-2 record and an ERA of 4.33, but he's been a bit sharper tossing off the mound at Great American Ballpark, where he's holding opposition to 0.213 in the box. Over his 45.1 home innings throw, he's retired 39 batters and give up just 9 home runs. He's been less formidable when tossing under the lights as he holds his worst ERA split of 5.14. Williamson has walked 26 batters in 12 night starts, and his opponent batting average has also climbed up to .252, which is also a split high. Walks have been more manageable in August, having given just 4 free bases in 16 innings. On top of that, his K rate has skyrocketed to 22 Ks over 3 games. This has contributed to his monthly best opponent batting average of .150. Cincinnati enters this contest with a run differential of -20, which lands them right inside the bottom 10 in baseball. Cincinnati has been right at league average in terms of batting average and home run rate, but they're posting their weakest batting splits at home and under the lights. But, in spite of the soft batting average, the Reds have generated more than half their home runs at home this season. The same can't be said for extra base hits, which is a bit concerning given Cincinnati sits bottom 10 in their frequency of driving runners home and scoring position. This sticks out even more when we see that the Reds also sit bottom 5 in strikeouts per game. The inconsistencies at the plate and the lack of ability to extend hits has left nearly 4 batters in position stranded per game. They've continued their hitting woes into August, but home runs have been a warm welcome with the Reds netting 21 in 14 contests. They look to continue that trend in this series. Williamson has been hot in the month of August, holding opponents to .150 at the plate and striking out 22 batters in 16 frames. Toronto has hit well on the road this season, but they've struggled to see the ball this month, hitting their worst monthly split. On top of that, home runs, their bread and butter, have not come at nearly the same clip. Bassett has allowed foes to hit nearly .300 at the plate on the road, along with his high walk rate. Walks have persisted into August, expect Cincinnati to take advantage here. Our second pick is under 10.5 runs. And here is why. As highlighted, Williamson has dialed it in this month and he's already been much sharper at home. Bassett has tossed his best under the lights, and while his road ERA is high, he's brought that number down when throwing in night games. Both of these clubs have struggled to drive runners home that are in position, and they each sit bottom 10 in their ability to hit for extra bases. Take the under. Detroit Tigers vs Cleveland Guardians. I expect the Guardians to pull out the victory here. And here is why. On the mound Saturday, Tanner Bybee will start for the 20th time this season. Bybee is 9-2 with an impressive 2.90 ERA and a 1.21 WHIP this season. He has fanned 106 batters in 108.2 innings. Bybee has won 2 consecutive starts, including his most recent outing on Sunday, when he pitched 7 frames against the Rays and allowed only 2 runs. The 24-year-old right-hander is in his first season in the majors. Offensively, infielder Andrés Giménez has been productive near the top of Cleveland's batting order recently. Over the past 2 weeks, Giménez is hitting .341 with a couple of home runs and 3 stolen bases. Over the course of the entire season, it's been superstar third baseman Jose Ramirez leading the charge with a .286 batting average, 18 homers, 69 runs scored, 66 RBI and 18 steals. The team's leader in RBI, Josh Naylor, remains on the Illinois with a right oblique strain. Veteran Cole Calhoun has seen time in the cleanup spot this month in Naylor's absence. Calhoun is batting .294 over the last month since joining the team, but still hasn't homered. The Guardians are 31-28 at home this season entering Friday's games. I'm siding with Cleveland in this game. The Guardians are still clinging to hope in the AL Central standings, while Detroit seems to be slipping too far back to catch the Twins. Tanner Bybee has won his last 7 decisions for the Guardians and hasn't lost since June 13. He's enjoyed a sensational summer, posting an ERA under 1.90 in the months of July and August. Neither team has been outstanding at the plate this season, but at least the Guardians hit 15 points higher than Detroit and steal a lot of bases in order to help generate runs. From a pitching and defensive standpoint, Cleveland gets the checkmark in this matchup, even if you want to call it a wash amongst the 2 starting pitchers. The Guardians' bullpen is one of the best in the American League, and they rank 7th in fielding percentage. Detroit struggles in those facets of the game, with a bullpen ERA of 4.10 and the MLB's 7th worst fielding percentage. Take under 7.5 runs as a second pick. And here is why. Eduardo Rodriguez has been nearly untouchable in 2 starts against the Guardians this year, logging 15 innings and still not giving up a run. He's struck out 18 Guardians in those 15 innings and has only allowed 8 hits. Tanner Bybee, meanwhile, hasn't allowed more than 3 runs in a start since June 13. In the first 2 series between these teams this year, the under hit in 5 out of 6 games. Overall for the Tigers, the under has hit in 5 out of the last 6 games. And for Cleveland, the under has hit in 2 straight. Ultimately, the Guardians and Tigers are 2 of the lowest scoring teams in baseball, and they also feature some of the lowest ops percentages and home run totals. It's much easier to trust the starting pitchers in this game than it is the batting orders of each team.